it might look like people with autism prefer to be alone or to not have any social contact with other people. But often it's the exact opposite. We really want to be a part of things and we want to have friendships like everybody else. People often think, when I'm looking away, they think that I'm rude or that I'm not interested or that I don't like them. But it's the exact opposite. I am interested in what you're saying, but in order to follow what you're saying, I have to look away. It's very important to also listen to verbal autistic people, because they can really teach a lot about autism, and you can use that information that they can give you about their struggles, which are often similar to nonverbal autistic people. You can use that information to help your nonverbal autistic child or student. Many autistic people, they just need time, more time to process information, to process questions, and to put their answers into words. So I hope people keep that in mind. Things can be difficult for us and things take us longer, but as a return you get a spectacular result. It is very important, I think, for everybody who has autism to have their own space. A space, it doesn't have to be a big space or so, but it can be a small room, a space that is really theirs, only theirs, and where they have their things that they really like and love, and where other people can just come in and start asking questions. It's really a place for them to retreat, only if it's just for a few minutes, to make them feel safe and grounded again, to face the outside world again. And people with autism, they actually have quite a lot of skills also. They can work very precise and detailed, and they can focus very long on a certain task that other people might not have the patience for. It's important to meet us halfway, and when employers do hire people with autism, they will actually find out that they have a great addition to their company. There are parents of autistic kids who have also asked me, and they're often afraid or worried that their autistic child doesn't love them. But I can reassure you that they really do love you. They might not be able to tell you that they love you, or they might even not be able to understand their feeling of love towards you, but it doesn't mean it's not there. So if you expect autistic people to function as neurotypicals, it just doesn't work. And we just come across a lot of difficulties. And if you let us be us, if you let us the way we are as autistic people, then we can thrive. And it's really good to keep in mind that socializing and communicating doesn't come natural to us. Although we can learn a lot, it doesn't really go automatically, and we really have to put a lot of effort into it. It stays very difficult. That doesn't mean that we don't want contact though. Just keep that in mind. And don't be judgmental when we talk or socialize in a different way that you're used to. If you only knew how much effort we put into it to make contact and to socialize, just meet us halfway and put effort into knowing us and getting to know us without being prejudiced. So even though non-verbal autistic people, they can't talk, or they wish not to speak, or it's too difficult for them, they do have things to say, they do have a voice, and they often have very intelligent things to say as well. On the internet I read a lot about autism and about therapies for autism and trainings, and they all a bit focused and pointed towards making a child look more neurotypical. For example, make him stim less, or encourage more eye contact and things like that. And I personally don't really encourage this. People with autism, their brains are just wired differently, and we perceive the whole world in a different way, and we will respond naturally to this in a different way as neurotypicals do as well. So if we are forced to or encouraged to respond to things in a neurotypical way, then that's extremely unnatural for us. Every autistic person is different, and so are their needs and their challenges, and also their skills and abilities. It is impossible to know what somebody's challenges are after just a brief meeting. Autistic people can be a true asset for society, very positive asset. And autism only becomes an issue when people expect us to be neurotypical. I think that neurotypicals and autistic people can complete each other and make great teams, actually. So this is also what I want to tell everybody right now, autistic or not, be proud of yourself. And you are unique. You are a unique person and a special person. And you deserve it to feel good about yourself. And you should let nobody ever tell you or to convince you otherwise. And if I could leave you with one final thought, it would be this. We might need help and support with certain aspects in our lives, and some more than others. But the most important thing is to focus on the thing we can do instead of the things we can't. Because that's the key for us to be part of things. And that's the key for us to thrive.